You putt as good as Shaq does. They're floating. Look at that. How cool is that? Can't do that with a swimming pool.
We have like 300 pets.
You have a lot of fish, and I love that.
We do, and most of them have names.
That's how they party outside Des Moines, huh? Houseboats. That is awesome. All right, buddy, where are we at?
You're in Ankeny.
Okay, at a project you built.
2020.
Okay.
35 by 60 recreation pond.
And let's go check out another beautiful, oh, look at this. Guess what? I'm going swimming. Hey, and Will's putting. Oh, you putt as good as Shaq does. Look at this. Holy cow. That is a giant, massive destination boulder. This is gorgeous. I love the entire design. Wow. Why would anybody get a swimming pool when you could have something like this? You walk out over these rocks. They're floating. Look at that. Fish come right out from underneath it. Come on. How cool is that? Can't do that with a swimming pool. That is for sure. Man, I love all the yamabuki, which is the yellow ones. They're just like jewels swimming in this pond. Fantastic. Wow. How did you actually support these rocks, Will?
Same way we did Chris's. There we have the cut granite steppers.
This must be where they eat.
Yeah, they eat everywhere. These guys will follow you around. And he just got a brand new Showa. I haven't seen him yet.
Okay.
He just put that in yesterday.
That's
that was what the girls got.
Red, white, and black. Oh, cool. So the kids bought it for him, huh?
Yep.
Wow. Well, if the dad got him this, that's not bad.
So this section here is actually about 6 feet deep. We have a staircase right over there that goes down to the bottom. Back in here is a 4 foot deep section. And then this section here around our pedestal stones and our floating island steppers here is about 2 feet deep. So we've got some younger kids, but they're old enough to where they want to get deep and swim, but we've got a different, just like your swimming pool, different areas of all that stuff. So we used about 500,000 pounds of stone on this feature. It is 72 feet long from end to end, and it's about 35 feet wide. So up here to start this right section of the falls is our wetland filter, and then we have just another biofall to start this left section, and then here we just have a decorative stream for circulation. This is the boys and I call it the Eagle's Nest, kind of a quieter, calmer area. You can sit, watch kids, play lifeguard, do that kind of stuff. This one turned out really good. So right up here, we're right up against the fire pit. They brought this paver path right into it, which is perfect because this is actually another one of our cut granite staircases that goes all the way down to the 6 foot depth. You've got this big rock that you can jump off of back into that 6 foot depth. We also have a small staircase that goes up from here around this rock and into your beach. With these, we wanted an area to be able to interact with the pond. What we did here to make these floating steps is we took 8 total. We cut the tops and the bottoms off these rocks at the depth we wanted, and then we set these stones so you're not standing in water, but you can get up in there. So as we go out there, you'll be able to look down and you can jump from these rocks straight into that 6 foot depth. So right here is that kind of like kid-friendly total hangout area where if your kids are too small, we've got anywhere from 8 inches of water to about 2 feet of water. And then on this side, you're all the way down to 6. So you can jump from here all the way to the bottom, swim across, dive, and go right into the 4 foot section, right up to the beach. Neato. This is one of my favorite spots on the pond. We'll call it a happy little accident while we were building. Because of the way we framed up our waterfalls and everything, we had so much extra liner in this corner, we decided to do this little cove. And then with that, we wanted to keep these low seating rocks. It's a perfect spot so you can, play lifeguard in here, sit down, be in the water, but have a quieter spot to kind of hang out and still get to experience it without having to be fully submerged or anything like that. So this stream is kind of two purposes. Because of our length and everything, and our main waterfall is on the opposite side of the pond, we needed this for circulation to push stuff back so we don't have any dead spots in the pond. But then also we wanted to bring water closer to the back of the house so we get better sound and just have water moving closer to the house. Right here we have our big sand beach. We actually imported this sand from Lake Michigan. It's a much softer sand than what we can get here locally. Pretty badass pond. We want to have nice things, so we have nice sand. Then this section here, we actually added on in the middle of the project. This kind of 4-foot section, we wanted to kind of capitalize on the different levels where, so if you have different age group kids, you can go, people can touch. Because 6 feet, you're not going to do anything in 6 feet except swim and bounce off the bottom. Underneath our floating island stones there, that's about 2 feet deep. So like that's a great place to hang out, play with the waterfalls, do that kind of stuff. So here's our intake bay. Because it's a rec pond and it's so many people swimming in it, we actually have external pumps. Here is where we pull all of the floating debris and everything in. This is, you know, our skim cove, intake bay. A lot of people call it different things, but we're drawing all of that stuff in. So you can see the way this surface algae is all coming in here, rolls in here, kind of like centralized where you really need to do a lot of your maintenance. And then we built a pad for our pumps. So we're running 4 external pumps back in here. We're on the back side of the berm, so you don't see any of this stuff from the house, and it's just kind of out of sight, out of mind. We can maintain this crystal clear water, you know, all the way down to the bottom because of our wetland filter we have on here. So this is the wetland. It's a plant and gravel filter. All this string algae, this is exactly where we want this algae. This is where all the excessive amounts of nutrients and everything fight. We have it planted up. Those plants absorb all of that, and this is really the heart and soul behind keeping this thing so clear. So because it's a rec pond, it's a bigger size than we would put on like your backyard ecosystem pond, because we're gonna have more stuff in there, more stuff going on, more people, that kind of stuff. So this one's bigger. So then here we just have a waterfall off of our wetland falling into kind of our main waterfall going into the pond. So we have this stream started by a Biofall 6000, a little bit of extra filtration just cause. Then it collects in this upper pooling area, and then we have both. We actually have 3 pumps between these 2 stream systems that fall into here, so we can have this great big waterfall going into the pond.
Wait a minute. Chris put 8 to 10 fish in here, and then you bought the rest online?
Bought like 15 online, and then this is what's become of it now.
So you got bit by the water garden bug pretty hard, right?
Yeah. You know, we were looking at ideas for backyard recreation, looked into pools, traditional pools, looked into natural swimming pools, and then actually came across your videos online, reached out to your group in Chicago, and they pointed us back to Chris here in Ankeny, which little do we know, Chris lived about a mile.
Yeah, we just came from Chris's house, yeah.
So we went over, met Chris, told him I want to build a pond. He took me out backyard, showed me his pond. And I said, well, I want to build a little bit bigger and I want to be able to swim in it. He came over and kind of drew it up, designed it up, and we made a couple different additions to it as we went. And
so this is start of season 3.
Season 3, yes.
So what has it been like for your family to be living the Aquascape lifestyle?
You know, I mean, at first I think wife was a little apprehensive, but I think she's actually found more enjoyment.
Isn't that, hey Chris, did you hear that? He said at first his wife was a little apprehensive, but she's got actually more enjoyment. And isn't that how it always goes? The one who's the most apprehensive is the one who like ultimately digs it. She wanted a more traditional swimming pool.
Like, hey, swimming pool, something for the girls to do, but you know, she's moved her office from more in the front of the house to the back of the house, so she can oversee the pond. The girls spend a lot of time out here just hanging out. Our daughters get in and swim quite a bit with the fish. A lot of neighbor kids come over.
It's got to be a gathering point.
It is awesome. So we spend a lot of time out here. Again, it's just, you know, go to work during the day, come home and have this.
You have vacation at home.
Yes, every day.
It is spectacular. Well, it's a beautiful, beautiful design. So good vision, and you got a great builder, and it must have been cool to watch this process being built.
It was incredible. I mean, it's like I'd go to work every day, come back, and there'd be, I don't know how many truckloads worth of boulders coming. It seemed like it kept going and going, but I'll say this, the crew, I mean, they were just phenomenal to work with. Proactive in conversations. Spent a lot of time looking from views from inside the house, so where rocks should be set up and where we get maximized view from inside the house or even down here. And very smooth process and great to go through.
Dude, I gotta tell you, I see a lot of recreation ponds, but like this yard was just screaming. I mean, this design is spectacular, and I love how it spreads out about basically the whole back of the house.
Yeah, I mean, we wanted to basically have it so it wasn't proportional size for the backyard, so we could use it, but then still also have the other yard to use as well. So it's been a great.
Well, it's so much more engaging than a traditional swimming pool. That here in Iowa, you use 3, maybe 4 months out of the year. This you get 365 enjoyment.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, that you know, a lot of the neighbors sometimes talk about their pools being out of balance and out of whack, and they can't use them. And we pretty much use this thing whenever we want.
You keep the waterfalls going in the winter?
So we shut them off towards the end of the winter once it gets really cold, just because of the outbound pumps.
Late December?
Yeah.
But you got stuck. You got a walkway right in here. I think that walkway is screaming our names to go swimming in there.
I don't more people know about this.
Yes, that's why I do what I do with the vlog.
Yeah, and everyone that comes over, they're just amazed that they think it's possible.
Yeah.
And most people, when they hear fresh pond, they're like thinking it's a concrete pond that you swim in that looks more natural. And they don't realize this is
Right, they're not used to seeing this.
Yes. But yeah, to put it together and see the result of it.
The thing is, you also have to find someone that has the talent to put it together.
Yes.
You know, Will's 11th year. I don't even know how long this old man's been doing it. You know. You're been 06?
4.
Well,
06 is when we became a CAC.
Well, this is my favorite stop of the day. The only stop I got in.
This is why it's last. We brought here last. The neighbors, even though when their crews were doing this, were so complimentary of your guys' cleanup daily.
Yeah.
You saw the mud in the street. That's from the neighbors for the last 3 months.
Oh, this is awesome. That's your wife? I thought it was your daughter.
Yeah, no.
Amber, the pond guy, Greg.
Nice to meet you.
I heard that you were more wanting a traditional water feature, but now you moved your office to the back of the house.
That's right, I did.
So you're actually happy with this guy, with his dream,
No, I
huh?
love it.
What do you love about it? Because most people aren't used to seeing this when they see someone's yard.
It exceeded all expectations, and I agree. Everyone walks in our backyard, and they have no idea this could be back here.
Right, it's completely
Yeah.
unusual.
And honestly, it's art to me. Like the way they set the rocks. And
Yes.
For our different like viewing points.
And the kids go in there and swim with the fish. It's something more interesting than a swimming pool, right?
Yep, and we have like 300 pets.
You have a lot of fish, and I love
We
that.
do, and most of them have names. So.
Oh, that is so
We're
cute.
attached.
And I heard that you got your husband a showa for Father's Day.
Good. Yep, that's what you do.
Well, you know what? Any wife that's going to buy her man a koi is a cool kind of wife.
Yeah, it was a great Father's Day surprise.
Nice. I don't want to leave. I mean, who would want to leave when you could swim with fish like this? It's just incredible. And what I hate about having to do these is this is unusual. More people are expecting to see swimming pools in people's backyards. But who wouldn't want to be able to swim with their fish? Who wouldn't want to be able to enjoy a waterfall? It's 365 days of the year if they wanted to. This is what living the aquascape lifestyle is all about. And by the way, hanging out, sitting by the pond, relaxing. That sound, the fish, it's just incredible. My goal with my channel is to inspire people to live the aquascape lifestyle. I'm gonna put a link right up here to other people that are living the aquascape lifestyle with recreation ponds in their yard. I love my job.